Oh
Oh,
god
yeah.
damn it.
Whoa.
Fuck.
Okay, do we have to use full
Oh,
I messed them up. That's why.
I'm gonna say
We're going reverse snake order like the draft.
I'm gonna
I
do
like
it's kind of a whole match, but it was a moment for me. And I think it was moment for a lot of people. It was Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 21. I think
Interesting.
the lure about Angle, and not he wasn't even a lure, he was just fantastic, and he's probably one of the greatest pure wrestlers I've ever seen. Not just pure wrestlers because he was of his background, but he took sports entertainment so well. And Kurt Angle very quickly was one of the greatest wrestlers that have ever wrestled. And that's you could say that phrase, and if you really let it sink in, that's saying a lot. In a short time, he went from this guy who was never supposed to be on his back because that's what you're not supposed to be in amateur wrestling and all that stuff. But you get into the pros and they're like, no, your whole point is to get to your back. You got to bump on your back. You got to fake, get false finishes, all that stuff. And I think like, I'm not trying to bring up something negative, but the whole thing is, he's never had 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. I mean, if you look up to me,
Who's never had 5 stars?
Kurt Angle's never had a 5-star
Kurt
match,
Angle.
according to Dave
That's
Meltzer.
ridiculous. Please continue.
And so
Randy Orton either, by the way. Just calling it out.
to me, this is a 7-star match, like against Michaels. Like it was a
Right.
build, like you saw him, he won the world title in 2001, and then like he started having really good matches, really, really good matches. And he had Benoit at WrestleMania 17. He carried Kane to a
Right.
passable match at WrestleMania 18. Like him and Lesnar did what they needed to do. There was like Angle was probably 50% like health like at that WrestleMania, and at 20, him and Guerrero had a really good match.
They
but
put on a show.
He'd never like really gotten like that. I mean, him and Benoit put on clinics. Like all their matches were fantastic. Probably one of those was a 5. At least a couple of those were 5 stars in my opinion. But on the biggest stage, and the story that Michaels tells in the back, where when Michaels first learned that he had to go up against Kurt Angle. Kurt was on SmackDown and Shawn was on Raw. And Shawn instantly got jealous and intimidated because Shawn had been widely regarded as like the greatest in-ring performer, like for what a pro wrestler is, that's Shawn Michaels. But then
100%.
he was jealous and scared of Angle. And I guess Angle said that he came up to him while like they were at a Raw, and it was after they announced that that they were going to face each other at Mania. And Michaels came up. He's like, I just want to let you know I'm not afraid of you. So you're not pulling your shit on me, and I won't pull my shit on you. And Angle's like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And he's like, later Shawn told me, he's like, I was just so nervous, and I was so jealous, and I was just like, then I had to realize like, well, we gotta work together. And if we're against each other, like it's not going to work. And then so they got together and they put together this goddamn masterpiece. And I think they said Pat Patterson was in the room, but he just sat back and smiled. He gave 0 notes because he's like, I'm going to let you two fucking map this whole thing out. I'm not going to
They're
shit.
some of the greatest minds in wrestling.
Yeah, I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to let you guys go. And then
all three of them in a room together booking a match.
You go back and watch their WrestleMania 21 match, and it's one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. There's no way it's not a 5-star. It's stupid not to even fucking say it's not a 5-star. It is.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
ridiculous.
And I remember watching that as a fan, and as someone who has not been a huge fan of Michaels, I was like, God damn, that was just a masterpiece. And there were no titles on the line, and there were no stupid gimmicks, and it was just a lot of just two guys getting in there. And Michael's understanding there's just a point where I'm going to get thrown around because that's what he's going to do to me. And they did all kinds of cool, like when Angle was trying to German suplex him from the apron on the fucking announce table. He never ended up doing it, but just him running behind it, trying to pull Michaels off, like the whole drama they laid out. And then like the fucking false finishes at the end, the reversals of all the moves. Even Michaels taking fucking forever in the ankle lock before he tapped was fine. Like it was all more than fine. It was all art and like to me that whole match was a moment because I'm like, God damn it! Like Angle finally just said, "This is my night. I have Shawn Michaels. If I can't like have my greatest WrestleMania match now, I don't know when I'm ever gonna have it." Like, and so it was just like they both just fucking killed each other. It was awesome.
Yeah.